Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 4th of February. How are you? And you, but especially you, doing tonight? I look a little crooked there. There, we'll straighten that camera out there. We'll get the camera in the right position. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing here tonight? It is great to be here with you. Oops, can we get that up just a little bit? The joy of when the dog knocks things over. Let's see if that fixes my setting there. Oh, if I adjust my screen, maybe too. Boom. There we go. Now I've got all my screens going the right way, I think. I think I'm going the right direction. And we'll do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves about. Yes, we will. There we go. It is great to be here with you on this Wednesday night. I can't believe it's already, we're already on the first Wednesday of February. I don't know why I wanted to say a different month in February, but it's one of those months that just doesn't roll off the tongue. It just doesn't come out at you. But I'm here, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here with all of you. Thankful for you all on this Wednesday night. It's been a more stable weather week, but we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. Let's get see if I can get all my get going here and get my our opening quote going here. Let's just see if I've got my screen up here. That is there. Boom. And boom. Our opening quote tonight is we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. Well, I would argue we need to understand our own universe, yes, a little bit. Why does that look crooked? Just a tad bit there. Still, I don't know. Sometimes when you look at things in reverse video, it's just weird, people. Yeah, that's an interest. We can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. That is a quote from Stephen Hawking. You never know what quote's going to show up in this and how that sits with you in your universe. So I promised tonight. Hey, Jessica, I thought you weren't going to be on live tonight. Or am I enough-ish that you could make it live? Am I ish enough that you could make it live? Great to have you here live. Cut it short. Fair enough. Great to have you here. So I promised you tonight I was going to talk about the weather. And the weather's, feels like a hot topic lately. Obviously this week we have Punxsutawney Phil and his prognostications of 6 more weeks of winter and not an early spring. And the last couple weeks we've had the last few weeks, January, we had a lot of extreme cold and snow and snow where you don't normally get snow. I was talking to people in the Carolinas and they were like, we're shut down for a week because we got snow. And I was talking to people in what do you call it, Florida, that had frozen fountains because of the snow. I mean, not because of the snow, because of the freaking cold. One person told me it's been the coldest in Florida since 1935. So there have been all sorts of weather things going on out there, and quite honestly, there always is. We can talk about global warming. I did not do fantastic in my weather and climate class in college. I took weather and climate as my science elective, and I squeaked through it because it smelled like science. I said the waterman just gets on the TV and he just points at this and says there's some clouds over here, or there's a sun, and what more do you need to know about the science behind it? There's the sunny, it's cloudy, it's rainy. And sometimes I still believe that the weatherman would do better to just walk outside than look at all their fancy charts and stuff. But there's always weather, and it seems to be a fair game for conversation. Um, excuse me there. It always seems to be fair game for conversation with people because it's the one thing that's always changing. Unless you're in one of those weird climates that it's always sunny and 70 degrees. Like San Francisco or something where it's always the same weather year round or something. And I don't even know that for sure. I just know that it has less variations. But the weather is always a topic that brings people together. Love it, hate it. There's people, you hate the cold. There's somebody that loves the cold. You hate the snow. There's somebody that loves it and is out there skiing in it, or snowshoeing, or doing other things in it. I love a sunny day at the beach. There's other people that hate the sunny day at the beach and like sand and yuck and it's hot. It's hot. It's hot here. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. But, you know, from a meteorological point of view, and I've talked about this before, the weather is affected both positively and negatively to retail sales by 2%. It affects retail sales positively and negatively by 2%. Okay, a blizzard may keep people from shopping your store today, but it may increase the sale of shovels and ice melt. Okay, so negative effect on a clothing store, positive effect on a hardware store. And there are events that have the reverse of that have a positive effect on a clothing store and a negative effect on a hardware store. Everybody's out grilling and cooking and planning their summer cookouts. People want to have nice summer wear, but they don't necessarily need anything from the hardware store because everything is just fine. So that's the meteorological side. I'm getting big words here. But that's not really the weather that I brought you here to talk about tonight. The weather I wanted to talk about is the weather yes, you, I'm pointing right at you. Yes, you, and you over there are directly in control of. The weather you are directly in control of. And that is the weather in your store. Huh? Huh? Yes, the weather in your store, in your own four walls. I say it all the time. You are in greater control of what is happening in your store, okay, than any outside force. Okay, you control whether the attitude and the weather of your store is sunny, whether it's cloudy, whether there's a storm brewing. Okay, or whether it's raining cats and dogs inside your store. You keep it sunny and breezy. You keep it sunny and breezy. Oh, I do love you, Kelly, and I love how you keep your store. Um, but the attitude that you bring to work when you walk through that door, I say it all the time, when you walk through that door, it's showtime. It's showtime when you walk through the door. Okay. And when you walk through that door, but if you walk through that door, hey Lou, how are you? And you're pissed because in Kelly's case, Ryan pissed her off this morning, and you walk in stomping in because you're mad at something at home. Okay, well that just changed the temperature of your store. that just totally changed the temperature of your store. Okay. And it changes what happens the rest of the day in your store. Okay. As the fearless leader of your store, you bring the weather. You bring the weather. If you come in and you are sunny, your store will be sunny, regardless of what meteorologically is happening outside. Okay, you get what you bring. You get the weather that you bring. Okay, if you come in stomping in for whatever reason, because you're frustrated with the person that cut you off on the way into the store, if you're frustrated and mad at the window, if you're bringing yesterday's problems forward to today, and you come into your store carrying that with you, okay, you are bringing that weather into your store. So the challenge, and I'm not saying it's an easy challenge. I'm not saying it's an easy challenge because we all got stuff. Okay, we all got stuff. Okay, the challenge is to bring in the sunny every day. The challenge is to bring in the sunny, because if you bring the sunny, that will bring you the sunny customers, that will bring you the sunny suppliers, that will bring you the sunny employees. I mean, that'll even bring you the sunny mailman. Okay? And you will be spraying sunshine. That's literally how they say the song, right? Spray sunshine all over the place. Yes, you can spray that sunshine. Okay? Gotta, Julio, chill it up beat. Yes, it is a challenge. I gotta say it's a challenge. I mean, but when you think about it, when you step back and reflect on it, you know it. You know, on a day when you are down, it brings everybody else down. They look to you as the leader. They look to you as the leader. Even if you have a store manager, even if you have a great team, they look to the leader. They look to you as that leader, and they look for what your weather is going to bring. Because if you're coming in and you're spraying sunshine all over the place, okay, even a miserable, cranky person that works for you will lift them up. Okay, sunshine begets more sunshine. Clouds beget more clouds. So you attract what you bring. So you know, I was consulting for a company I once, and I was in one of their locations. They were a mid-sized retailer, regional retailer, and I was in one of their locations, and one of the vice presidents called me, and they're like, "Oh, what location are you in?" And I said, "What location?" And they're like, "Oh, a storm is brewing. You might want to duck and get out of there because a storm is coming. A storm is coming." Okay, and they were right. It was like a storm blew in, and and it just literally everything changed in that store really, really fast. It was like that storm, like it was all sunny, and then it was not sunny in that store. Okay, and it is you, as leaders of our companies, okay, as leaders of people, okay, and I'm not saying you can do it 24/7, 365, and I'm not saying be just hopey dopey, but bring that sunshine. Find the sunshine in the moments. Find that how you turn on, how you turn on the weather in your store, how you actually affect it. It's not the thermostat, it is what are you doing to affect it. So the challenge for you, okay, because we all have to deal with difficult things. We have difficult things in our own life. We have difficult things caring for our store and caring for our team. The challenge in this, okay, is being cognizant of the weather that you are bringing and that you are allowing in your business. Okay, and what you are doing and what you control, that you have direct control over the weather in your store, whether there are storm clouds brewing. And that doesn't mean that you should never deal with uncomfortable situations, that you shouldn't handle situations that come up. But the direct effect that you have on the rest of the team in bringing calm, clear, beautiful sunny sky weather, okay, is it's not only a challenge, but it's a responsibility. Okay, if you want to keep it, because I've been in stores where they brought bad weather and they brought it every day. I mean, I remember being in one store and the owner being like to the staff members, "I don't pay you to think, I pay you to do what I tell you to do." And and that was probably the nicest thing they said all day. So you've got to decide, okay, to bring what you bring every day. It's like another way of saying is, and I know some of you have, your store painted on your vehicle, or you have a company van, or you have a magnet with your store name and website or something on it. You drive differently, right? Because your name's on the side of the car. You drive differently because your name's on the van, okay? And your phone number's on there, okay? The guy who drives a service truck and it has a number, if you don't like my driving, call this number and here's my vehicle number. Okay, they drive differently most of the time. And it changes behavior. So what I'm suggesting is, if you cognizantly go in knowing that you are the weather of your store, you can change the outcome. You can change how everybody is treated. You can change how your customers are treated, how your consigners are treated, how the mailman is treated. Okay, and you can lift people up and lift what's happening in your store, because a positive, happy store, a store with sunshine, a store with great weather sells more. A store with great weather, so it pays you back. A store with great weather pays you, yes, you, back. That is what being in control of the weather does. A store with great weather pays you back. And you can do this. You can do this. And you can change what is happening in your world and every given day. But part of it is really just looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself. If you can look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, who am I today? I was a real jerk today, or I was a real superstar. I brought on the happy. I'm bringing the happy. I'm bringing the sunshine. I'm spreading it all over the place. And I'm going to put on a Windex shine. But you can make the clouds go away. You have a direct influence. You have the power. Okay? You can't control the clouds outside, but you can control them in your building. And so bring on the happy, bring on the awesome, and you've got this. You can do this. That makes sense? That makes sense? You've got this. Think about that. Think about that tomorrow when you walk in your stores. Think about that the next time you walk out of your office. Think about that the next time somebody brings a problem to your desk, on how you can bring the good weather, how you can make it better, because you've got this. You have got this. You know what else you've got? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, Ring the bell. Ring the bell. So you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. Uh, Absolutely kill them with kindness. No regrets and no fuel to the customer's fire. I am taking a Super Bowl Sunday to watch the Patriots walk all over the Seahawks on Sunday, so I will not be on Sunday the 8th, but I will be back next Wednesday the 11th. I'm going to eat some football food and just sit back and enjoy next Sunday and take in that game. But I will be back here next Wednesday. But if you have a question between, just DM me on Facebook, email me at neil@nextlevelresale.com. You can find me. I'm easy to find. We start the program every night with our opening quote, and I already did that, so let's take a look at what our closing quote is. It's during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. It's during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Aristotle. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good Super Bowl party Sunday night, but we're going to continue to make things great and make resale rise in 2026. Resale is going to rise and your store is going to grow with it. Come along for the ride. We're keeping on growing. But until then, until next Wednesday at More 8 Than Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. Go Pats. I will see you next Wednesday.